Hi everyone, this is Jim Delapine, and I'm doing this video to show you how to scale up your character. So I'm using the first person to respond for the Milestone 3 Test 2 assignment, Bill. So kudos to Bill, he's always ahead of the game here with regards to deadlines. So I just want to point out a few things here. First of all, Bill did a great job with his layer masks. So what I do is go in here and I select his underlying layer here, which is the sketch here. So what I'm going to do is I select that layer and fill it with my foreground color, which is black. So let's just say you have a random color here. I'm going to throw in a few tips while I'm doing this. So all you need to do is hit the letter D, and that will give you your default black foreground, white background. Okay, that's the letter D. So now what I'm going to do is fill that layer with black. So I'm going to use the shortcut, which is Alt backspace or Alt delete. If you're in the Mac, it's Option delete. Okay, so I can see by doing this that Bill did a great job with his layer masks. Let me zoom in quickly here. I'm using my spacebar and control to get access to the zoom tool. Okay, to zoom back out, it's spacebar control Alt. Okay, if you're in the Mac, just replace whenever I say control, replace that with the command key, and the alt key gets replaced with the option key. Alright, so I'm going to hit control 0 to fit the document in the window, and then what I'm going to do is select the layer on top of that and then scroll up to the top and shift click so that all of these layers are selected at the same time. Now I'm also going to do this. I'm going to hit control R to bring up my rulers, so I note that he has the correct size, 8 inches wide by 10 inches high, and if you go to image size, I can see that he has an 8 by 10 by 300 pixels per inch file. Okay, the resolution is very important. Okay, so that being said, I'm now going to hit Control T to put a bounding box around all of these selected layers. Okay, actually before I do that, let me just hit Enter to apply that. The reason I brought up the rulers is that I'm going to create some guidelines here. So I'm going to click on the horizontal bar of the rulers. I'm going to simply hold down my cursor and drag down to the 1 inch mark. What I want to do is fit the character somewhere within a 6 by 8 inch area. So they've revised this course and they did not include that spec. So therefore I'm seeing a lot of you guys submitting us your characters that are very small, and you want your character to be the hero. So the character should fit somewhere within the 6 by 8 inch area. Okay, so I'm now going to bring down a guideline to the 9 inch mark here. So that makes it a total of 8 inches in between the guidelines. And I'll drag over a guideline here to the 1 inch mark. And so this will leave a 1 inch, borders, if you will, around the edges. So, okay, so now all of my layers are active. Okay, now I'm going to hit Control T. So now all of these layers are active, which means that now with my cursor, I can reposition my character anywhere I want. All right, so I'll visually center him, and then I will go to any corner, click, and start scaling out. Now, notice my cursor is held down and I'm scaling out. What I don't want to do is continually scale because you'll distort the image. So if you hit the Shift key, just hold your finger down on the Shift key, that will constrain the proportions, okay, as you scale. And if I also hold down the Alt key at the same time, it's scaling out from the center point. So I'll scale Fred up to a certain point here, and I'm happy with that. Okay, I'll now let go with my cursor first, and then the Shift and Alt key. Then I can reposition him. I can also use my arrow keys to increment Fred over, up and down, left and right. And what it does is it moves it in 1 pixel increments. Okay, so now he's approximately centered. Let me move him up a little bit, and he could be repositioned later on once the background comes in. So now I'll hit Enter to apply that transformation. So this is the size approximately that I want to see your character be within this 6 by 8 inch area. Obviously his falls outside and he's not as high. That's fine. Just as long as it's approximate, I'm happy. Alright, so in the end, your character will be large and it'll be dominating and it'll be the hero of your end result. Alright? Okay, guys, I hope that helped. Okay, take care. Bye.